What's happening, people? As you know, the summer's going to heat up. July the 8th, I believe it is. Ryan Garcia will be facing Javier Fortuna. And that's a fight that should have happened before, but it is happening now. Um, it's going to be on the zone. Again, promoted by Golden Boy Promotions. What do I think about it? I think that this is a good fight uh, for Ryan to be able to display his skills. Of course, I think it's going to say a bit about Ryan, especially how he handles this particular kind of fight. Javier Fortuna, rough and rugged kind of guy, fights on pushing his opponents backwards. Tricky guy because he mixes defense with offense, can fight on the outside or the inside. Jojo Diaz, he's coming off a loss to Jojo Diaz, who just outboxed him, out handled him, out and fought him, out everything. So we're gonna see if Ryan can try and 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 beat over. Fortuna has been knocked out once, but can he do better than JoJo has done, and can he get maybe Fortuna out of there or something like that? The thing with Ryan is he's long and he's very rangy. Where Devin Haney had his test against JoJo Diaz and passed his test with flying colors, and I think this is why I think he's going to beat Cambosos. I gotta say that I think that Ryan Garcia, how he dispatches of Javier Fortuna, will definitely tell us, or how he beats Javier Fortuna, will definitely tell us where he stands in terms of the top lightweights in the lightweight division. Now, some people, rank Vasily Lomachenko, higher than everybody else. I was listening to the podcast with um, the PBC podcast where they were saying who Tank's next opponent would be. And one of the commenters, he was saying, Lomachenko is the fight, Tank versus Lomachenko. That's the top fight that he wants to see. And for me, that is absolutely not the top fight I want to see. Lomachenko had his time. Um, I think the top fight for Javante Tank Davis in the division is Ryan. Ryan is the best possible fight that Tank could ever have. It will be the biggest, the most massive fight of all the fights. I think. I don't know. I haven't crunched the numbers, but and especially if the co-main event is a exhibition between Oscar De La Hoya and Floyd Mayweather, I think that'll just, and depending on how, of course, they fight, it could do some shattering of pay-per-view numbers. Let's just put it that way. As a pay-per-view fight, you put Oscar with Floyd, you put Ryan with Tank on the same card, and you have a ridiculous card right there. I'm telling you. So if you want to see the biggest fight or the biggest attraction for 2022, you put those two dynamos together, and you're gonna shatter pay-per-view records. I think it might rival Manny Pacquiao because let me tell you what, you're talking about Floyd Mayweather on a card, and then Oscar De La Hoya's on that same damn card. Them two alone will carry a lot of weight. And then you have Tank on the same card and Ryan on the same card, two budding stars. I mean, now I know. It may not come to be. I hear Mayweather's talking about an exhibition with Amir Khan instead. Eh, nah, whatever. But I would prefer if he was to face a much more solid fighter who has a much better chin, like Oscar De La Hoya. And I know, Floyd always wants to face Amir Khan, and so pushing it to the side would not be, you know, he really wanted to face Amir Khan. He always wanted to. But I just think that Khan, I don't know if Khan would actually enjoy that. If Khan could have some fun in that fight and Floyd have some fun in that fight, I think that would be better. But I don't know if Khan would have fun. I mean, the thing about it is though, if Mayweather was to face Amir Khan, Javed was talking about it being a for it being instead of an exhibition, an actual fight. But here's my thing. My thing is, I don't want to see an actual fight. I don't want to see an actual fight, and there's two reasons why I don't want to see it. One is I don't need to see Khan take another L officially. Why? What's the purpose of that? and he already said he doesn't really he's not enjoying. He doesn't have the love for boxing that he used to have. So why would he? But an exhibition. Let me tell you what with the exhibition. It's not going to affect Amir Khan's record for one, and then for two. I mean, if Amir Khan can have some fun in there and do his thing, it's more relaxed in my opinion. I'm not saying it's more relaxed. I mean, ultimately in the end, you know, Floyd could knock him out, but it's more relaxed in the sense that you can have some fun. You don't have to worry about making weight and all that kind of stupid stuff. So Amir Khan could come in, in a much more comfortable way. That's best suited for him, and you don't have all those restrictions, and it's an exhibition, and you get to face the great Floyd Mayweather, get to make a good bag of money, and you're still training, hard, but you don't have to train as hard as an actual fight. You don't have to go as hard as an actual fight. You know what I mean? You don't have to put yourself under pressure to make weight and all these kinds of things. So I think that in that way, I think Amir Khan, it would be more relaxed and hopefully less stressful for Amir Khan, and as a result, it would bring out the best performance out of Amir Khan for whatever he has left in the tank. And hopefully Floyd don't knock him out, and it goes the distance, and both of them can enjoy the fact that they spent the ring with each other, and that's a part of history. You know what I mean? Because Floyd always wanted to. He told Champ, I always wanted to fight you. I always wanted to fight you, and give you a payday. And I think, well, hopefully, you know, that can come to be a reality with an exhibition. You know, um, but for me, I would have loved to have seen. This is just me, and I don't know what the numbers look like. But for me, it would be cool to see a double up, Floyd versus Oscar. Oscar talks about how Floyd, he never rematched him, and they had something on the cards to rematch each other. I would love to see Floyd versus Oscar still. Now, I think he's going to be a lot bigger. Oscar's probably a middleweight by now, maybe small middleweight, big middleweight, sorry. But I don't care. I just want to see Oscar versus Floyd. If Oscar was going to have a pro fight with what's the guy Vitor Belfort, which is a much more bigger guy. He's a much bigger guy than Oscar, and I'm glad he didn't really have that fight. But an exhibition with Floyd would be fantastic. Oscar can do all kinds of things in the ring. I'd love to see them, do their thing and make some money with each other and call it a day. I mean, and that would be a huge event. I'm telling you, that would be a huge event. Anyways, back to what I was saying. So Ryan, um, against Javier Fortuna, that's another fight I would look forward to seeing how Ryan performs there. It for me at least, it would be a showcase fight. Fortuna could pull the upset. He is rough and rugged. He is a little bit dirty. He knows how to survive in the ring and stuff like that. And he also is pretty good. He's a good boxer. So I would love to see what would happen with Ryan versus Fortuna. And I know he's with his trainer, uh, Joe Goosen. I just hope that he doesn't like pose. Like sometimes he throws the right hand and just leaves the right hand out there. Don't do that shit. Practice it the right way. Pull your right hand back and keep hold the phone properly, please. You know, always practice the right thing. But other than that, I just think that this is it's a very decent fight for Ryan. Remember, Ryan's not a world champion or anything. So this is a former world champ, Javier Fortuna. I would like to see. I mean, Robert Easter and Javier Fortuna, they had a pretty decent fight, right? So I mean, I would like to see what Ryan could do with Fortuna. If he blows him out of there, uh, you know, like if he don't even belong on this level, then his next fight is definitely tank fight. That's gonna create crazy excitement. And Ryan always wants to blitz his opponent and get him out of there. So we'll see what happens with that. That's a great indicator of whether we're gonna have, definitely have the tank fight or not. You know. So that's what I got for you with Ryan Garcia. I'm coming back with another one. So stay tuned.